He almost cancelled the date. 3 times. First because of work. Then because of traffic. Then because he convinced himself blind dates never worked. But his sister refused to let him back out. Her exact words were, "You're 38. Stop acting like every conversation is a contract negotiation." So he showed up. 5 minutes early. Small cafe. Warm lights. Corner table. Nothing dramatic. He checked his phone. Then looked toward the entrance. A woman entered. Dark green sweater. Simple smile. Then he noticed the wheelchair. She paused for half a second after seeing him. Like she'd done this before. Like she knew what usually came next. She rolled closer. Smiled politely. Then quietly said, "Sorry, I'm in a wheelchair." He blinked. Not because of the wheelchair. Because she apologized. He looked confused. Then smiled. "I noticed." She laughed awkwardly. Then quickly added, "I just wanted to say it immediately." He nodded slowly. She looked away. Then said, "People usually leave after pretending to stay." He sat down. Pulled out her chair automatically. Then realized. They both laughed. The tension disappeared for a second. He sat across from her. She looked surprised. "You're staying?" He smiled. "I already ordered coffee." She stared. Then laughed again. Conversation started carefully. Work. Books. Travel. Favorite food. Normal things. But she answered like somebody waiting for disappointment. Like every good moment had conditions attached. After a while he asked, "How many blind dates?" She smiled awkwardly. She counted quietly. 9. He nodded. Then asked, "How many ended early?" She smiled. "All 9. He looked at her. She shrugged. "Usually around dessert." He didn't ask why. She continued anyway. "Some people become too nice." Pause. "Some suddenly remember emergencies." Then she smiled. "One guy paid before I arrived." He laughed once. Then stopped because she wasn't joking. She noticed. Then smiled. "It's okay." He looked at her. "No, that came out faster than expected." She looked surprised. He asked, "Can I ask something?" She nodded. He said, "When did you start apologizing for entering rooms?" Her expression changed. She looked at the table. Long silence. Then she answered, 3 years earlier. Car accident. Months in recovery. Friends disappeared slowly. Relationship ended. People started introducing her as inspiration instead of a person. That sentence stayed with him. She smiled. "It's strange." He listened. She continued, "People either feel sorry for me. Pause. Or act like they deserve credit for being normal." He nodded quietly. Then changed the subject. Movies. Terrible cooking. Childhood stories. Hours passed. At some point she checked the time. Her expression changed. She looked surprised. "What?" She laughed quietly. "This is the longest first date I've had." He smiled. "That's not a great statistic." She laughed. Then came the moment. The bill arrived. She reached for her bag. Then quietly said, "I can get this." He smiled. "We can split." She looked confused. He shrugged. "It's a date." She stared. Then asked, "You don't want points?" He laughed. "What?" She smiled awkwardly. "You know." Pause. "Good person points." He looked at her for a second. Then did something unexpected. He stood up. Walked around the table. Then sat in the empty chair beside her. Not dramatically. Not symbolically. Just casually. People looked for a second. He ignored them. Then he asked, "What do you want for dessert?" She stared. He repeated, "Because I've spent 2 hours trying to figure out if you're funny." She laughed. Then covered her face. For the first time that night. She stopped acting careful. She told stories. Talked louder. Teased him. Forgot herself. Eventually the cafe started closing. They went outside. Cold evening. She stopped near the sidewalk. Then quietly said, "Thank you." He smiled. "For coffee?" She looked at him. Then shook her head. "No." Pause. "For not making tonight about the chair." He looked at her. Then said, It looked busy enough carrying itself.
She laughed, then looked surprised. She laughed. Before leaving,
He asked, "Can I ask one more question?" She nodded.
he smiled. Would you like a second date? She froze.
Then immediately answered, "You don't have to say that." He smiled. "I know." She stared, then quietly asked, "Why?" He thought, then answered, "Because halfway through dinner." Pause. "I forgot." She looked confused. He smiled.
Not forgot the wheelchair. He looked at her. I forgot to treat it like the headline.
She looked away quickly. Months later, they kept meeting. Coffee, walks, movie nights, life. One afternoon, she asked, "When did you decide?" He smiled. "Decide what?" She looked at him. "To stay." He laughed. Then answered, "When you apologized for existing." She frowned. He smiled. "I wanted to see if somebody could convince you to stop." Years later, at another cafe, same table, she smiled and asked, "Still glad you stayed?" He looked at her. Then smiled. "Best coffee decision I ever made." Welcome to Peter Life Stories. Subscribe for more unforgettable stories.